Hey everyone, this is Miss Annie. So I am here to talk to you about sticking up for yourself. So what does this mean? And what does it look like? Do you have any ideas? Any thoughts? So to me, sticking up for yourself is being able to voice what you need or want from another person or people. Sometimes children or even adults get really embarrassed about calling attention to themselves, and so they don't say what they need or want. Sometimes kids, especially if they feel like if they stick up for themselves, then people will be angry with them and maybe pick on them for what they are needing or wanting. And then sometimes people just don't feel like their needs or feelings are very important. But everyone is important. Everyone deserves to be heard, and everyone deserves to get what they need and want to be happy. So today's lesson is be strong, be mean, or give in. So when we are getting older, we need to know how to balance our own interest and the interest of other people. Say a classmate teases you or calls your name, how would you respond? Maybe at home, your family's having a conversation and you have an opinion, but everyone's talking too fast. What can you do to have people listen to you? Or maybe you have a younger sibling and they keep bothering you while you're trying to do your homework. So in these situations, I want you to know that you have choices. You can go on the attack, which we also call being aggressive or mean. You can stand up for your interest, or we also call that being assertive or strong. Or you can give in, going along with the other person's request, even though you don't want to, and that's what we call passive or giving in. And although we're kind of partial to being assertive, there's no right way to respond to all kinds of different situations that we have. Sometimes we'll agree to give in and let a friend join us, even if we really want to be alone. Sometimes we may need to be firm to get our point across to someone who just isn't getting it, and that person may experience us as being mean. Our aim is, or my aim is to have you understand that you can learn to think flexibly. So you can come up with an approach that fits the situation and develop skills to carry it out. So this means showing a range of choices in any given situation and expanding your way to be strong. In our society, we kind of fall into that habit of being aggressive or submissive rather than assertive. And, when we are little, between kindergarten and second grade, we really like to focus on saying no and making a strong, clear, confident statement of what you want. When kids become older, like third through fifth grade or even older, we start introducing strategies like I messages. So I feel this way when this happens to me and I need for this to happen instead. It's kind of that understanding. So I have a little role play. I know quite a few of you love to do some acting and whatnot. You can do this as a family if you want to. So here's the situation. Jenny is different from the other kids in the class in several ways. She always wears dresses rather than the jeans and t-shirts the other kids wear. The dresses often seem out of style and a bit big on her. She's shy And whether in the classroom, lunchroom, or the schoolyard, she always carries a notebook around with her for her favorite activity, writing. Victoria is the most popular girl in the class, a leader. She decides she wants to have some fun by getting several other girls to join her to plan to get Jenny's notebook away from her and hide it. Victoria approaches Latoya, one of several girls in the class who like to hang out with her, and tells her of the plan. The only time she isn't holding that stupid notebook is when she works at the computer, says Victoria. Watch her closely, and when you get your chance, take the notebook and give it to me. I'll find a good place for it. Latoya admires Victoria and enjoys being her friend. Being friends with Victoria gives her status in the class. However, she doesn't like this idea. First, she's pretty sure that if she takes part in the scheme, she'll get in trouble. But she also has nothing against Jenny. Sure, she's a little strange, but Jenny has always been nice to her. In fact, Jenny gave her half of her sandwich when she'd forgotten her lunch one day. So Latoya doesn't want to take part in Victoria's plan. In fact, she doesn't want Victoria to do anything to hurt Jenny. But it's also important for her to remain Victoria's friend, as she doesn't want the other kids in the class to look down on her as they do Jenny. So you can take time to maybe do a role play on this. Someone be Victoria, someone be Latoya, someone can be Jenny, and maybe do all kinds of different suggestions so they can be, more positive suggestions on saying, no, I'm not going to do this, or maybe you do give in, or maybe you're aggressive when you approach Victoria on this matter. So I want you to really be open to all the different possibilities, because it just kind of depends on the person, on what they're going to do in that situation. And then remember about the consequences. If we make good choices, what would those consequences look like? So in consequences, there's positive and negative consequences. So maybe making a good choice, there's going to be a good consequence. Making a bad choice, you're going to have a negative consequence. So what are some of those consequences that could happen depending on how you're going to deal with it? Is Latoya going to be assertive, strong? Is she going to be aggressive or mean? Is she going to be submissive or give in? And then talk about that a little bit and let me know what you are thinking. And then after you are done, and you hopefully will understand a little bit more about being submissive, assertive, or aggressive, and that in life we have choices, and no one else makes those choices for us. We decide what choice we are going to choose, and we need to be responsible for the consequences of our actions. So my goal for you this month is to take some time to think about what you want to say, or think about your actions before you do them or before you say them, and think of what are the consequences going to be, what are the benefits are going to be, and make changes. So if your siblings are being mean to you, and usually you go on the attack and are aggressive with them, but then you get in trouble, maybe it's time to make a change and do something different to change that instead. Okay, so as always, be strong, be brave, and be kind. Love you, miss you. Have a good day. Bye.